Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about missing values. Let me just see if I have a set of slides that I can pull out. Okay, this is an old set of slides when I used to give students Jupyter, and I'm going to share it with you on Moodle. So we're going to talk today about dependent and independent variables and what they are, how are they different. I talk about missing value definition, dealing with missing data, and different options, of course, and advanced approaches dealing with missing data. Let's get started. So first, there is a difference between the data found in many tutorials and the real life data in such a way that with real life data, it's more messy and it is rarely clean, and you need to take a look at the data, examine any spelling mistakes. I usually do this with Tableau Prep, the spelling mistakes. It's very easy with Tableau Prep. Other than that, I don't use Tableau Prep. Now, the license that you've got for Tableau desktop, you can also use it for Tableau Prep. And with Tableau Prep, it's very easy. Just go over the documentation of Tableau and you will find very easy step-by-step tutorial on how to take a look at different variations of spelling mistakes and how you can fix it, if any. Now, the more difficult situations is when you have missing data. We're going to talk about missing data in today's class. Different data sources, of course, have a different missing data and also different ways to encode missing data. So for some sources, you will have NA, capital letters, like not available, as an indication of missing data. And in others, they use ANA. Okay, so there are different also symbols that indicate that this is a missing data. So this makes it even more complicated. There are a number of schemes that is used to check or detect missing data in data frames in Python. Generally, they revolve around one of two strategies. First of all, you either mask using a mask that globally indicates missing values, or choosing a kind of a certain value that indicates a missing entry. Let me show you what I mean by that. So for example, let's examine this data set. It's a very small data set, and I wanted it to be so small so that you can easily see what we are dealing with. So this data example is called C example 2, missing data. So the first thing that we've done was A, the intro, the B was the dummy variable, and now we are into C, okay? And the module C now is about missing data, so this is why it starts with a C. C example 2, missing data. Okay, let's take a look. You have a first name, there's no missing data, obviously. Last name, there is one missing data. NAN, as you can see, is a missing data. So a missing cell, sorry. And over here, the age, you have 42, NAN, and so on. Sex has also one missing data over here. Pre-test score has two missing data. And post-test score also have two missing data. There are two different ways of looking at missing data. The first way, I looked at it, as you can see, per one variable, per each variable. So I looked at the first name as a variable and I started screening, or I could write an algorithm that screens the missing values in that variable. Okay. Or you can write an algorithm that screens the missing values horizontally. So over here, I have no missing data. The second row has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, all of it is missing data. Aha. So this is also something very interesting. Indeed, the way I go about it and the way that, of course, guys, this is very difficult, in fact, in books, they usually just give you that this is or tutorials. They just tell you tutorials. Usually, most of it written by immature coders. Some of them. But in any case, everyone has her own way of approaching cleaning and prepping data. I will share my way. In other classes, professors who are teaching Python, they will share their way. The most important thing is to make sure that you are accounting for all possibilities and doing it efficiently and effectively. The way that I like to do it, lovely people, is first of all, get rid of all the columns that have all missing data. These columns maybe are due to the fact that there is an error in the file, unnecessary mistakes, and it shouldn't really happen as often. Sometimes, for example, in my questionnaire, some of you has completed first name, last name, age, sex, but when it went to from 1 to 5 score, or give me the score from 1 to 5 and so on, some of you probably didn't have the time to complete everything within class, and I started teaching, so I understand. Good. Please don't focus on class. This is the number one. It's okay. So then I ended up with a lot of NA, and so on. So I could probably, this kind of screening is very important per row. So I could probably take the data, split it into two parts. The part that has to do with demographics, I could be very easy with demographics. If there's any missing data, I will not give away the data for that. But when it comes to for example, the ordinal scale kind of data, like rank your answers from 1 to 5, this is very important because this is what the theoretical framework is all about, and this is where the real analysis is really about. So for this purpose, I probably gonna decide to get rid of all these. Not probably, but I will drop all these answers. I won't take them into account. In fact, they were about 40 in our case, so it's a waste. In any case, take a look here. There, I will give you you can delete this whole row, and then you can, this is for sure you delete the row because all of the readings here are NA, not available or missing data. Now, what happens when the data, for example, here is a missing data? For example, let's say, for example, here you have another missing data. This one will be deleted, right? This one will get rid of it, right? But you will end up having to deal with this missing data and this missing data. You have two choices, right? Either to drop the whole Tina row, Tina Ali. So this is one thing that you could do. You could decide to do that, and it's okay. It's up to you. If I have 1,000 data points and I need a minimum of only 600 for my data analysis, and I can let go of 10% of the data in a cleaning, I will be like, yeah, why not? Let's get rid of Tina. Up to 10%, I'm fine. No need. It's easier for me than cleaning it. And I will get more precision, because what would I do with this missing data? I will estimate it. And the estimation is not reality, is not really, there's no precision, 100% precision. Here, there's 100% precision, yeah? But over here, it's an estimation. But it's a trade-off. If I really need every record of data, it's very important that I keep every record of data. Or if it's very important that I get results for Tina Lee for prediction in the future, so then I would need to estimate the data. So do you understand, guys, what do you do with missing data? So there are two options. Either drop it, and in this case, for example, when all the row is missing data, of course, you have no other option. Or over here, you drop the whole row, or you estimate these values. How do you estimate the values? There are two ways also. There's the simple way, which is not my way, and there's the advanced way. The simple way is to say, all right, here we go. Here is the variable wise, one column of the variable pre-test score. This is 4, this is 2, this is a 3. This is equal to 9. 9 over 1, 2, 3 is equal to 3. So, well, this is an average, so this is the mean. So this is the mean or the average, and it is here 3. Same applies here. You take the mean of all these 3 values, and that's it. Ta-da! Good. This is acceptable. So in principle, technically, yeah, you are good, or you are good to go. Perfect. But this is why visualization is a key, and you need to, in Python, of course, Professor Vasily has showed you, I know, I'm not sure if he did, but I think with master students, I know they told me that he showed them how to visualize the data. And it's quite easy, in fact, with Python. You can visualize the data. If you couldn't visualize the data with Python, even Excel can do the job for you. It's not a big deal. Or Tableau in certain cases, if the data is not aggregated. So in this case, you could probably take the gender and then take a look at the distribution of, actually not starting from here, the process of thought is this you wanna estimate this value, right, in this variable. Then you start taking a look at the demographic data and see if this pre-test score differs based on gender or differs based on different ages. So if the age here, for example, this age is a numeric, now you understand why we can actually put it in terms of categorical. Like, for example, we say below the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and 20s. Of course, here we have 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You need to be systematic, of course, and see if, of course, this data is so small, yeah? So because this data is so small, it's very difficult for me to see. And but if you have many other rows of data, you need to see the distribution and examine the distribution of this variable with other demographic variables. That is very important. It does make sense. Maybe the average of a pre-test score for males is way much different than females because you use the t-test score or just by observation. For example, if the pre-test score for males is 45% or 45, or maybe here's only one digit, let's say it's about 40, while the average for females is about 7, for example, there's a big difference, right? So this means that we are going to get a more precision if we assign a value for this missing value that is compatible or corresponds to the mean of the pre-test scores grouped by sex or by gender, by females. Okay, so basically you grouping here these by another variable. Also, you can group by the age groups and see if there is any high discrepancies. I don't even check. If you want the truth, lovely people, I just go for the most precision procedure. The most precision or precise procedure is to take the mean of the pre-test scores grouped by as many demographic variables as possible. And this is why Tableau is one of the most reliable and easy to use visualization techniques that you can do that. Remember, you can just put age or you can put gender and age, and then you can put pre-test scores and put it as an average aggregation, and then you can find the average aggregation and use it. Easy peasy, right? Good. So it does make sense. So missing data, either delete it or either get the mean grouped by other relevant variables, grouping variables, mostly demographic variables, as you can see they mostly also categorical variables. So even age here is a numeric. You have to actually either say 40s is a category on its own, 30s is a category on its own, and so on. So either way, you are thinking of age in terms of categories rather than a number. Okay, very good. Now I hope you understand what how to deal with missing values. What the importance, of course, of dealing with missing values is that in some techniques, for example, even clustering, the whole algorithm will not work if there are missing values. So this is a very crucial step of data processing. All right, lovelies, I'll see you in the next video.